One of the most debated questions in the twin flame journey is, who changes more, the runner or the chaser? On the surface, it seems obvious. The chaser appears to be the one doing all the work. They read every article, watch every video, meditate, journal, and spend hours trying to make sense of the spiritual connection. From the outside, it looks like the runner disappears, emotionally detached, seemingly uninterested, and resistant to anything hinting at the soul connection. But this is only part of the story. The truth is, both the runner and the chaser undergo deep and transformative changes, but in very different ways. Each one is pushed to evolve in the exact ways they need most. Their journeys might not mirror each other perfectly in pace or appearance, but they are essential to the twin flame dynamic. At the start, the chaser usually feels the pain more intensely. When the runner pulls away, often suddenly without a clear explanation, it leaves the chaser in a storm of emotional chaos. Questions echo in their mind. Why did they leave? Did I do something wrong? Was it all in my head? The silence is deafening, and the rejection cuts deeply. The connection that once felt so divine suddenly feels like abandonment. This pain, however, becomes a catalyst. The chaser is thrust into a spiritual awakening. Desperate for answers, they dive into soul connections, spiritual lessons, energy healing, and personal growth. They may not even realize it at first, but what begins as a quest to bring the runner back transforms into a journey of profound inner healing. They start to work on their wounds, often childhood traumas, patterns of codependency, abandonment issues, and a deep-rooted fear of being unlovable. They begin to understand that the longing they feel isn't just for their twin flame, but for themselves, for the part of them they had abandoned long ago. The chaser's growth is often visible and intense. You can see it in their changing habits, their emotional resilience, and their growing sense of inner peace. Over time, they learn to release the need to control the outcome. They begin to trust the journey and, most importantly, to choose themselves. What once felt like a desperate chase for love becomes a sacred return to self-love. But what about the runner? It's tempting to see them as the ones who avoid responsibility or hide from the truth. After all, they're the ones who walk away, physically, emotionally, or spiritually. They might get into another relationship, focus on work, or distract themselves in every possible way to escape the intensity of the connection. But this doesn't mean they aren't changing. Their growth is often deeper than it seems. The runner pulls away not because they don't feel anything, but because they feel too much. The connection with the chaser activates every suppressed emotion, every hidden wound, every fear they've worked so hard to bury. It's overwhelming, terrifying, and destabilizing. Their instinctive reaction is to run, not out of cruelty, but as a defense mechanism. During the separation, the runner may appear distant or unaffected, but internally, things are shifting. The silence begins to weigh on them. They start to notice that no distraction fills the void. They may not fully understand what's happening, but the soul knows. The love they tried to suppress starts surfacing again. This time, it is not a fiery attraction but a subtle pull toward healing and authenticity. Their transformation is slower, more internal, and often happens in solitude. They begin to face their fears of intimacy, vulnerability, and being truly seen. They start questioning their patterns, why they sabotage love, run from what they want, and why the connection with the chaser won't leave them, no matter how hard they try. Eventually, many runners reach a point of awakening. They stop running, not because they're ready for union, but because they're prepared to face themselves. This question, though common, doesn't have a clear answer. The chaser tends to change first. Their growth is external, emotional, and spiritual. They go through the visible stages of transformation, awakening, letting go, rising in self-worth, and even reaching a point they no longer need to chase. They've learned that love doesn't mean attachment or desperation. It means surrender, trust, and allowing what is meant to be. The runner's growth is often delayed, less visible, but no less powerful. Their change happens deep beneath the surface. When it begins, it's like an earthquake shaking the foundation of who they thought they were. They start to unlearn the emotional numbness they thought protected them. They learn how to feel again, genuinely and without fear. Their evolution may not be documented in journals or social media posts, but it's happening in the core of their being. So perhaps instead of asking who changed more, the better question is, who changed in the way they needed most? One of the most powerful aspects of the twin flame journey is how it reflects your deepest truths. The chaser and runner are two sides of the same soul mirror. What one suppresses, the other expresses. What one avoids, the other confronts. Through the pain of separation, they both awaken to their most authentic selves. The chaser learns to stop looking outside for love and validation. They step into their power, reclaim their worth, and begin to embody the love they once tried to receive from the runner. The runner learns to stop running from love and begin embracing vulnerability. They face their emotional truths, heal old wounds, and begin to open up to the possibility of real connection. Together, their separate paths of growth lead to the same destination, wholeness. The twin flame journey is not a race or a competition. It's not about keeping score, who read more spiritual books, cried more tears, or awakened faster. It's about returning to your true self. Your transformation is sacred, whether you identify as the runner or the chaser. Your pain has a purpose. Your journey is valid. Eventually, when you look back, you may realize that the changes you made were never for your twin flame. They were always for you. Because in becoming whole, you prepare yourself not just for reunion with your twin, but for a life lived in alignment, truth, and unconditional love. So instead of asking who changed more, maybe ask this: who have I become through this journey, and how much closer am I now to the person I was always meant to be? Because that's what the twin flame path is really about. Not chasing, not running, but becoming.